Hello friends, let me show you what Arrtx have sent me. They sent me their two watercolor sketchbooks. One is a squared format, so it's lovely and square. And then the other one is an A5 size sketchbook. So both of them are cold pressed, so let's try them out. I'm so excited to try these. I always love trying new sketchbooks and new papers to see what I like the most because, you know, these days I'm still quite uncertain about what I even like in the sense of like paper and the sketchbooks. I'm still not too settled on the perfect sketchbook, but watercolor sketchbooks, and I just feel like they're too fancy to doodle in. You've seen my sketchbook a few times, and I just like to do random doodles, and I don't really know, like I don't feel comfortable doing just random doodles like these with like whatever materials I feel like in the day, or like just experimenting and things in these sketchbooks because they're just too fancy. Like I feel bad doing it. So these sketchbooks are 300 GSM. This one is 180 by 180. It is 100% cotton, highly absorbent, color lifting, and it's cold pressed. The other one has the same stats, 100% cotton, highly absorbent, color lifting, cold pressed. However, it is 150 by 210. So this is a perfect A5 sketchbook. And I love the colors and the theme of these two sketchbooks. Like the colors are gorgeous. Can we talk about the colors? Oh my god, I love them so much. So I love Arrtx sketchbooks because they lay completely flat. I think that's really, really cool. So the first pages are just the binding, so it's not the actual watercolor paper. Oh wow, okay, so they have quite the texture on them. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the texture, but wow, it feels so sturdy. Does that make sense? Oh, look at that, that's just so nice. Oh wow. Okay, as you can see, they get binded. Basically it's a fold and then it's bound. So I think you get two, you get one fold and then it's sewn in, and then you carry that on throughout the sketchbook, so it's very sturdy. And like I said, wherever you open them, it just lays flat. I love that so much. Okay, let's open the other one. It's gonna be the same, I presume, but oh my god, just notice the detailing even within the banding. Wow, they really did go quite detailed on these. Okay, this one is gorgeous. I love it. Ooh, look at that. Okay, and then as you open it, wow. The paper feels quite soft. So I'm excited to see how much is gonna warp with the watercolor. I presume not too much because the sketchbook that I have used before, the hot pressed, was pretty good. Oh my god, I'm so excited to try these. They are lovely. I pulled my watercolors here. I want to just get in there and draw some bits, so let's go ahead. I'm also gonna grab this little brush. It's just like a watercolor mop brush. They're so pigmented. I always forget what I'm working with. Just gonna lay down like a general little shape. I might even add like some interest with some neons. I don't know, I've just been in a funky, crazy little mood lately. I don't know. I just love experimenting with watercolor recently. It's been really fun for me. I don't usually reach for watercolor too much. It's because I just find it a little bit overwhelming sometimes. I've been really enjoying it lately. And then for the top, I'm gonna wait for it to dry off a little bit, but I'm gonna do this one here. I'm gonna do this one as an open mushroom, like a cut in the middle. And then after, what I have done before is just going over the top, like with smaller brushes in the end. But wow, the paper is really nice. I'm still getting used to, like I mentioned, of what I kind of like in my paper, and I'm still not 100% sure what I'm loving the most, but This paper seems to be really nice. I don't know how well you can see, but it's not buckling pretty much at all, so it's pretty awesome. Okay, let's try a different watercolor brand, and then I'm gonna go into this one. God, I love this color. It's like super like hot pink, but it's like such a beauty. Yeah, it's handling the different techniques really well as well. You can tell. I like a really orangey red. I feel like it's some of the best color. And let's do the top for this one. I think I'm gonna go for this like orange neon at the top for more visual interest. Look at that, gorgeous color. Okay, so next mushroom, I'm gonna go for a yellow. These are super easy to do. You just have to like practice, and once you got the general mushroom shape figured out, it's pretty simple. You just keep following the same kind of structures, and if you keep doing it long enough, then you just kind of get it. I've been practicing a lot over the past like few weeks-ish, so I think I've got the general shapes kind of figured out. Especially doing it this way, it allows you to not focus too much on the details, and it allows you to just focus on the big blobby shapes instead. Let's do this pinky red in there. That's actually like a neon. Cute. I might even drop in that here at the top just for some some cute interest. Let's see if anything happens if I do this. Oh wow, okay, so the paint actually stays quite wet for a while on there. Let's see if anything happens here. Whoa, do you see that? That's gorgeous. That means that the paint stays quite wet on the paper. That can be a positive and a negative, I suppose, but I don't mind it too much, the paint staying wet for longer in this technique. I feel like if I was doing something else, it might be a little bit more annoying, but every paper reacts differently to what you're doing, and you just have to experiment with what you like. Like I said, I always feel a bit like wasteful if I do like more doodly stuff in the sketchbook like this, so I would probably just carry on doing stuff like this instead, where it's a bit more like watercolor based, so that I can keep doing watercolor in a sketchbook like this, what it's like kind of intended for. Okay, so this is what I've managed to do. Now I have to wait for them to dry, but oh my goodness, they're wonderful. And the paper has held up so well. As you can see, very minimal buckling, which is very interesting. I'm very surprised and very pleased. I love the way that they've like the texture. I don't know how well you can see, but the texture appears like a lot when the paint is still wet. Okay, so they have finally dried, and I love them. I love the paper. I love the way that it looks when it's dry. I don't know if I've mentioned in the recent videos that I've done that I've been really enjoying textures lately, and I love the way that this texture looks. Can you see? Oh my god, the texture on this middle one. Wow. That is absolutely insanely beautiful. And I love that it dries, but like it dries like it's bled a little bit, but the color stays there. It's not just completely absorbed. And that's so fascinating to me, because how does it do that? Does that make sense? How does that happen? Absolutely beautiful. I don't know what are the logistics. This is usually my process, like just trying to come up with the logistics of how, because when I do the butterfly wing kind of fabric, is what I'm thinking in mind, if that makes sense. So, and also I've had so many comments about people asking me how I come up with the ideas and stuff, and I'll be honest, most of the time it's so experimental. Like, I just mess around with shapes and patterns and things and see what kind of sticks, and that's usually my process. It's not very helpful when people ask me my methods and for advice and things like that, and most of the time I can't really give anything because it's so experimental and it really does just come out nowhere, the ideas and everything else. Like this right now I'm happy with, but it could change to anything. Like, throughout the process it could really just turn into anything, but it just fluctuates so much. On this opposite side here, I wanted to test them out anyway, so I'm just gonna do some sketches, like little thumbnails, where I can test the fawn out, and then you'll have the wings and the fawn, and then you've got all of the mushrooms. So if I do the fawn, like oranges and reds, and then I could do the mushrooms like brown, and then maybe do the wings purple. Or will they fit in too much? Or maybe I should just do the mushrooms purple like I wanted, and do the fawn like the brownish color that I put down, because that would probably make more sense. And then for the wings I can do like more reds and oranges, because then those can just bleed into. Does that make sense? Because then in the wings I could also add like some more accent colors like greens or like turquoise. I think I might do that, because then, this is really difficult. Decisions. So I'm more leaning towards the last one, which was my initial thought anyway, to do lilac for the flowers and then do the fawn like more regular colors and then just blend in with the wings. I think I might go ahead and do that. I think I'm gonna go in with like these purples all the way, make it look kind of luminescent. Does that make sense? So we'll see if that works. I'm kind of adding these tones in here so that it kind of like varies and fluctuates. But I want to do this on the mushrooms themselves, so this is completely dry. And yeah, I'm just gonna go fill in some of the tops of the mushrooms here. Okay, so I noticed that now that I've done the mushrooms like this, I kind of don't like the grassy bit, and I wish I never even added it like under here, but I did. So now I'm gonna try and fix a little bit of the saturation, the tones of it. I think like the contrast is what I mean actually. Like I feel like I just overdid it with the bright colors, so I'm gonna come in with this really dark green that I kind of made. It's not really a green, it's more like a dark brown. No, I suppose it's got green undertones, so okay, so this is the finished painting. My last thing that I really wanted to add was some pencils. So this is a great opportunity to see how the paper will handle pencils. I'm not gonna go too crazy, but I do want to add a couple of colors, especially this one. This one's my favorite. It's like this like sea blue, and it just adds such a nice texture over top of gouache and watercolor. Just wanted to add some extra texture. I really liked how I did it with the raccoon painting, if you've seen it, and I don't know, it just looked really really pretty texture. But you can see that the cold pressed paper has a lot of texture already, so the pencil does get stuck slightly around the, what is it called, like teeth in the paper. Does that make sense? Is that what it's called? I can't remember. The grit. The grit? I'm confused now. I've forgotten the technical terms. But as you can see, I fixed the fawn as well. Before I was working, I lost the sketch sometime in the painting phase, and I just kind of reimagined it. And then I completely like messed up the anatomy of the fawn, so I had to kind of like go back to and look at the sketches when I did and redraw it, basically repaint it. So I like it better now. I think it looks cute. I'm just gonna add some lightness. God, this pencil is wonderful. I really love it. It adds such a like a brightness to it. I don't know if you can see it as much as I can, but I don't know, just like the lightness from the pencil makes it stand out. I'm a big fan. Okay, something like that. Maybe add some to the mushrooms and maybe some red into the wings. Okay, I'm loving this now. You know, I went through, well, the painting the painting went through an ugly stage, and I wasn't liking it. I wanted to just like scrap it and start again, but I'm really glad that I carried on with it because it's turned out really lovely. I'm a big fan of what it's looking like now. I think the anatomy was the big issue, that it just looked really wrong, but then like I said, I carried on, I kind of fixed it, and I think it's definitely turned out pretty good. I'm loving it. The paper is great. I love it for the paint. It almost doesn't buckle at all. it's very flat. There is a little bit of buckling on the edges, but I think that's pretty normal, and you're gonna get that with most papers, especially if you don't tape it off or like flatten it. But I reckon after a while of closing the sketchbook, it'll flatten out, so I'm not too worried about that at all, as long as the actual piece is pretty straight, like flat, that's fine. But I'm so excited to carry on and paint more in these. But yeah, these are the final paintings that I managed to do. This one, I only did this page, but it's lovely. I love the size of A5. And this is the squared. This is what I managed to do. I wanted to do like a simplified version of something, and you can see how nicely the textures and the colors bleed into each other. You can do so many different methods. Within these mushrooms, I definitely mixed a bunch of colors, as you can see. I dropped in colors where I wanted them to bleed. You can see so many different effects that you can create with these. And then I also wanted to test out how well it would do with a more detailed painting, and I feel like I haven't gone this detailed in a long while for a painting, especially this scale. It's very tiny, and I managed to fit in quite a bit of detailing in there. And yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you so much, Arrtx, for sending me these books. I'm so excited to carry on with them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.